Hello, welcome to our rural marketing class. Today we'll be discussing about marketing of services. Majorly, the marketing is for two things. Marketing is either for products or services. And the products we have to classify into consumer durables, non-durables like FMCG. Again, they are classified into many different categories. Everything we have discussed about all this part in the last class. Marketing of consumer products we have discussed in the last class. Today we are going to discuss about marketing of services. There are many challenges for the marketer of services. Majorly, the marketer has to deliver the improved standard of living. They have to aim at improved standard of living of the rural people, and also the quality of lifestyle of the rural people has to be improved by providing good quality services to the rural consumer. And there are many obligations imposed by the government, and emerging market potential in rural areas is one more big challenge to the marketer of services. So these are all the challenges which will be faced by any marketer of services. What are the major, actually I hope you know what is service, right? What is this service which is not product? That means what is the difference between product and service? Product is physical good, service is intangible, right? Service is intangible, and consumption will be happen at the same time. That means the selling and consumption will happen simultaneously at the same time. The product may be bought at once and may be used later. So there are such kind of different services are there. What are the examples of different services? Hospitalization is a service, banking is a service, and telecom providers is a service, DTH providers service, transportation is a service, metro, even airways, shipping, everything, all they are services. They are not giving any physical good to the consumers. So such kind of services are there. So what are the major services that are marketed by various organizations or firms that we are going to discuss today? Majorly we will discuss about financial services, insurance services, and cellular services. Within the financial services itself, the banks and all the institutions will come under this financial services itself, and various insurance services and cellular services, which we will be discussing today. Within the financial services, we are going to discuss about savings and investment services and marketing of credit services. So majorly we will discuss about these two and insurance services and cellular services today. First we will start with the first service, that is savings and investment service. So the term itself is giving like what kind of service is this? This is about providing the customers the facility of saving their income, right? As there are many players in this industry, but the major players are NABARD, regional rural banks, cooperative banks, and commercial banks. So, NABARD, I hope you have heard this word many times. Usually, we hear this word like the funds are released from NABARD, or NABARD funds are released for the development of rural areas, and maybe for the development of roads in rural areas. Such kind of things we may hear many times. So, what is this NABARD? This is National Bank for Agriculture and Rural Development. What is this NABARD? National Bank, NA for National Bank, Agriculture and Rural Development. What is the purpose of this one? What is the purpose of NABARD? The purpose is to provide and regulate credit and other facilities for the promotion and development of agriculture, for the development of some small industries, for the development of cottage and village industries, handicrafts, for the development of these things. The NABARD will provide funds. It also provides funds for the allied economic activities also in the rural areas. But whatever its aim is to promote integrated rural development and secure prosperity of rural areas. That is NABARD. Another important player is regional rural banks. Usually we call it as RRBs. Usually the RRBs are conceived with low cost institutions. The role of the RRBs is similar to commercial banks as in raising deposits and leading onwards for a profit. But there is a small difference from the banks to the regional rural banks. That is, the banks targeted rural and semi urban areas for deposit mobilization and primarily lent small loans to marginal farmers. Presently, about 86 RRBs are operating in the country of India. It has about 15 more than 15,000 branches in about 615 districts. So that is why these RRBs are also playing a very good role in providing these savings and investment services to the rural people. And third one is cooperative banks. Usually, I think you might have heard this word also. Cooperative banks. Within this, actually, what is the purpose of this one? The purpose of cooperative banks is to serve the needs of both short term and long term to the rural consumers or rural customers. Usually, the short term credit is provided by state cooperative banks, district central cooperative banks. Usually, we have KDCCB also, district central cooperative banks, and primary agricultural credit societies. Right? You understood? What is the purpose of these cooperative banks? Purpose of cooperative banks is to provide funds. So, what kind of funds they are giving? Short term and long term. The short term loans are provided by state cooperative banks, district central cooperative banks, and primary agricultural credit services. These three institutions are providing short term loans. And the long term goals, that means the long term credits, are provided by PCARDB. I'll tell you the full form also. PCARDB in India, they provide long term credits to the rural people. Like what it is? Primary cooperative agriculture and rural development banks. So these banks are providing the long term credits to the rural people. So in that way, these are also serving the savings and investment services to the rural people. And of course, very important player is commercial banks. There are many commercial banks in India. Nowadays, actually, this NDA government, they are trying to merge the banks into few large banks. So, however, as you know, there are many commercial banks like HDFC, ICICI, and there are too many banks, other banks also. Because for these commercial banks, the rural market is a very good untapped market, untouched market, because about more than 6 lakh villages are there in India. 70% of the people are living in rural areas. So the banks are also nowadays focusing on rural areas, and they are establishing a lot of branches even in the villages also. In this way, these are the four important players, four major, the big players who are helping the rural people in these savings and investment services. So here there are some examples of credit facilities given by all these type of banks, commercial banks, short term. So whatever we have discussed, the same cooperative banks are there, regional rural banks are there, and there are some non-government organizations, the NGOs are there. So here with this you can understand the facilities provided by each agency in a single table. So if you try to understand the savings and investment behavior of the rural people, we can understand the behavior by these elements, by these factors: reason, preferred mode of saving, and all these. Usually, what are the reasons for savings? Again, we'll come back to investment. But what are the reasons for savings? Usually we are talking here about rural people, but however, what are the general reasons for this savings? Usually, especially when we are talking about rural people, most of the people, they would like to save the money for any future emergencies. According to a survey, more than 80% of the people prefer to save money for any future emergencies, and almost the same percentage the people are preferring to save the money for education and education of the children also. Of course, there definitely there will be some other reasons for saving also, like for future comforts, like at the time of old age, maybe any special occasions will arise in the future, so that we have to save from now. Such kind of, maybe for buildings, we have to construct a building, such kind of many personal objectives might be there. But usually the highest percentage of the savings are for any uncertain emergencies, or children's education, or maybe for future comforts. And for understanding this behavior, we have to think about preferred mode of saving. The rural people, how they would like to save their money, their income, their earnings. Almost many people keep their savings at home. The people may think that whatever the money is in our hands is ours. If it is not in our hands, we may not consider, we may not think it as our money, because at any future emergency we may not get it on time. That is why most of the people, about more than 40% of the people, are preferring to save the money at their homes only. And of course, few people like to keep the money in banks as bank deposits, or maybe in cooperative societies, and there are many other like post office savings, and there are many other modes of savings by the rural people. Most of the people would like to open an account in financial institution, or have an account in financial institution. The important thing is indebtedness. One second. Many of the people have outstanding loans. Incidence of indebtedness is low in case of regular earning households. It, the indebtedness is high in case of those who are self employed in agriculture. Stability of household income in the rural areas. You know very well about this, right? The rural income is stable or no? The rural income is not stable, because it depends on many outside factors, not the internal factors, external factors. So the savings and investment will not be standard for all the people in all the times. And Investments. I told you like we'll come back to investments. The investment patterns, if you observe, the people like to invest in, that means for saving purpose. Invest means not to purchase any products. Here we are talking about investments for saving the money, right? So maybe they would prefer stock market investments. Very few people prefer when it comes to agriculture, and about not even 10% of the people invest in stock market. About 20% of the agricultural people and about 8% of laborers would prefer to save the money in small savings accounts. And many people, many means again it is compared to urban it is low, but however about 30% of the people prefer to save the money or invest the money for future purposes in life insurances also. Many people have life insurances in even in rural areas also. Yeah, so there was something wrong. There was some disturbance. Okay. So, what are the savings and investment opportunities for the rural people? How can they save the money? Or the different opportunities are there to save money for the rural people? The rural markets. There are three major opportunities are there: bank deposits, postal savings schemes, and mutual funds. Bank deposits. There are, as we have discussed, there are many cooperative banks are there, government banks are there, and even some commercial banks are also there. However, there are some fixed deposit schemes in commercial banks. The people who have sufficient money can invest in such schemes and earn interest for their future purposes. Even the Reserve Bank of India allowed banks to appoint business correspondents to offer savings accounts on behalf of banks in remote rural locations. What is this business correspondent? The business correspondent model offers an alternative structure to branch based banking to ensure outreach of formal sector financial services to every citizen in the country. So, that would be a good decision for the rural people to save the money by utilizing such opportunities by various banks. And of course, there are some postal savings schemes are also there, especially this NDA government in India is actually promoting and encouraging all the people to save money in post offices also. Especially India, it has a very well maintained postal network. There are many branches of post offices. Almost all the villages have the post offices also, and the post offices offering many kinds of schemes like Kisan Vikas Patra, postal life insurance, senior citizens savings schemes, and recently also there are few schemes announced by India government also, like Beti Bachao Beti Padhao. Like the people can actually invest money in post offices, and the cumulative interest will be deposited by the government, and it will be useful for the future studies of the girl child. So such kind of many schemes are there in India. So the people can utilize this opportunity to save the money in post offices. And another one is mutual funds. Mutual funds are collective investments that gather money from different investors to invest in stocks. So the mutual fund organizations, the mutual fund firms, they collect money from various sources, from various people, and the bulk amount will be deposited or will be invested in shorter markets, stocks, maybe your various financial instruments, bonds, and other securities. And whenever they get the dividends, they distribute it to all the investors. That is how these investors will earn the money along with their savings. So in both the ways, it is benefit to the investors, or maybe the money savers. So there are some very good schemes to invest in the mutual funds also, like SIP, systematic investment planning. Like the people can invest periodically. They can, that is the best way of investment in the mutual funds, right? So these are the different opportunities for any kind of people to save money or invest the saved money. Marketing strategies of banks used in order to use this opportunity by the rural market. Improve the service quality is one strategy that can be used by the organization, because the rural people are not, you know, well educated, they are less educated. So there is a gap which should be bridged by the banks by providing very good quality in service. According to NCAER, what is this NCAER? National Council of Applied Economic Research. National Council of Applied Economic Research. According to a survey made by this NCAER, there are over 15% depositors and 21% borrowers found quality brochures or complaints in local languages in Orissa. Even in Telangana also, we can say. Actually, the survey was done in Odisha, but if you compare, if you actually observe in Telangana also, the pamphlets or brochures are not with very good quality in various banks, and even all of them are in English only. They are not in our local language, that is not in Telugu. So providing such kind of, you know, good quality, and sometimes according to the same survey, you know, there are some delays in providing the money to the investors. So such kind of mistakes can be corrected by the banks to improve the service quality in order to utilize the rural opportunity. And organized promotion is another strategy. Business correspondents have to be have to be appointed to offer savings accounts on behalf of banks in remote rural locations. How they can do that? This is one strategy. Like, they can recruit the people called business correspondents, usually they who go to rural villages and make the people to take an account in the banks is one strategy. And another promotional strategy is to advertise frequently in the local channels, in TVs, and even in radios like FMs, and in various local print media, and like hoardings and boardings, whatever the promotional different advertising media is there, everything can be used. So that is one way. And engage in CSR activity, the corporate social responsibility. Various banks are offering, actually, as you know that, because you had a subject in your first semester, so as you know that uh, it is compulsory for the organizations to spend the profits for corporate social responsibility, and the firms even get benefited with these CSR activities also. Similarly, the banks are also offering many such kind of CSR activities. For example, Jala Yoga is by Canara Bank. The purpose of this scheme is to provide safe drinking water to SC or ST or backward communities. Similarly, Hari Kalyana Yojana is a scheme to increase the literacy classes, to improve the health care, and some organizing some cleanliness campaigns, sanitization programs or sanitation programs, and you know there are many kinds of good things can be done by this Hari Kalyana Yojana scheme. So such kind of CSR activities benefit both to the rural consumers as well as to the firm also. And there are some strategies followed by various banks. You see, BOI, Bank of India, what it has done was it started mobile banking service in rural areas. That service enabled the rural people to operate the banks from the mobile itself. For that, the Bank of India has provided a special type of SIM card which enables the customer to conduct their banking transactions through mobile phone, and would also get to know the balance in their accounts. And even State Bank of India provided the customers an account with zero balance, that was called as tinny account. Here there are no physical branches or offices, but just a paid volunteer who is equipped with a small box and a cell phone. Colors, that's it. So that volunteer is able to operate the banks from his mobile. The people in the rural villages can approach him for for conducting various transactions. Even they can withdraw the money also from their accounts at any time, maybe at the daytime or night time, so whatever the time, but he can actually withdraw the amount usually, but there will be a limit. But however, the SBI has provided such kind of service in order to utilize this rural opportunity. And ICICI Prudential Liquid Plan, usually actually it is a money market mutual fund. Money market mutual fund. It offers easy liquidity and low entry requirements. ICICI Prudential Liquid Plan invests solely in money market instruments in the form of debt that mature in less than 1 year and are very liquid. So all the time, in very short period of time, they invest for short period of time, so that the customer will have more liquidity in their hands. So all these strategies are used by various banks in order to use this opportunity of savings and investment services which are necessary for the rural people. Right. This is about only today we have discussed only about savings and investment services. In the next class, we will discuss about credit services and the other services as I told you in the start. Thank you.